I'm gonna talk about another topic. Like I said, I'm Jazz Fuzz. So the next topic I want to talk about is, like I said, I usually don't talk about famous people, celebrities, and stuff like that, because they're just like everybody else, you know? So, my thing is, the person I'm going to talk about is Jeffree Star. Now, I don't really follow a whole bunch of big platform YouTubers. Just because, not because of drama, but it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel real, you know? But, on the other hand, only time I hear these big YouTubers, when there's chaos abrupt. I be watching my other favorite YouTubers, and the next thing I know, here comes such and such, and I'm like, who is this? Not trying to be offensively to nobody, but I don't watch a lot of white YouTubers, so when one of them pop up and I don't know who they are, I had to look at other people's videos to know who these people are. Now, Jeffree Star, in other hand, I know who he is. And I know him back in MySpace days. Oh boy, those days, internet was so different back then. But I saw Jeffree Star on MySpace. Now, I didn't know too much about his backstory. I just knew about his music. And he did have good music. I enjoy it. Did I listen to the lyrics at the time? No. I probably just listened to the beat and the rhythm. But when YouTube started to become more popular, that's when we start seeing the backstories of Jeffree Star. Now, I'm going to do probably maybe 5 parts about Jeffree Star and what I think of him. Most people do fact checking. Most people do researching. Most people follow other YouTubers to see what they say and follow it up with more information. I'm just going to tell you my perspective and my heart and mind, and what the truth lie in my spirit tells me about this man, Jeffree Star. So this first this first part is called Toxic. Now, what I understand, that Jeffree Star was not a rich person in the beginning. He was a middle class, borderline poor. His family, they probably work hard and stuff like that. You know, living in a world of a struggle, right? Now, MySpace and the internet, you really expose a lot of things about yourself. And he did music to get some money and notoriety, which it really worked. Now, the toxic part is when I always say fame is not for everybody. It really isn't. Fame is like daggone crack cocaine or something, or heroin for some people. Once you get a taste of it, you're just gonna go rampant after that. And then you just lost all type of judge ability. You just lost all touch reality. You just start to feel like you're invincible. Now, I have watched many different videos from many different YouTubers. Adam is my favorite one because he be on it. That he was, threatening people, molesting people, touching people inappropriately. He was just going out there buck wild. And he knew from right from wrong. But of course, when you have that taste of fame, you really don't care from right and wrong. You're like, I'm a superstar. You bow down, you kiss my shoes. You wipe my ass because I'm somebody and you're nobody. And that's the toxic. That's what all these allegations are coming out, that he was a perpetrator, that he was somebody, was abusive and biased, and he was just out there being bad. And, when you have fame and you have fortune, and when other people don't have money, people who don't have money will do whatever they have to do. And those are the type of people he like to grab. It's the ones who don't have much. If you don't have much money, then you're going to do whatever you got to do. And he knew that. And then make it worse, we all know lawyers are very expensive. So you can't really necessarily, fight somebody if you don't have any money. So most people will just take the money, get abused, take the money, and go. Others will no, I don't want that. And then they will threaten you for dirty laundry. Now, the toxic part is where Jeffree has that ability. Now, sad thing to say, people shouldn't really post a lot of their dirty laundry on the internet. You know that saying when they say once it's on the internet, it stays on the internet, and there's nothing you can do about it. So all the people that have been associated with Jeffree, they all have some type of dirty laundry. You gotta admit, for somebody who's very toxic, the number one thing a toxic person would do is to find if you got any dirty laundry, The second thing that a toxic person would do is see if you're weak. And it's kind of sad, but it's true. Toxic people don't really necessarily go to very strong-headed minded people who got a backbone, who's very knowledgeable and aware of the situation, and also who understand what kind of character. I always say your first impression is your best impression. If his first impression comes off kind of whack, then you know automatically this is not it. And also, the vibe off a person, you can sense something is off about a person. You can distance yourself. Now, I don't know if people have that ability, but I sure do. When I sense somebody is not 100% legit, or they're not 100%, kind of sense, no. I don't think that's going to be it. You can feel it. Me as a Christian, it's basically called the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit can sense it if there's somebody who's negative or positive. Then, also, in the Bible, it say, test that spirit. So, I'm pretty sure some people might test it, Jeffree, and they got scared. Because, once again, a toxic person will go after your dirty laundry, your dirty secrets, anything to expose you. So, once again, people just shush, don't say a word, and just let it happen, So, over the years, the toxicity that Jeffree was doing back in MySpace days was pretty much a man that was really upset about themselves, really frustrated, stressing out. Not saying this is pity towards him, but I'm just saying when somebody's being racist and violent and corrupted and manipulating other people, that's a sign of somebody who have low self-esteem. That's somebody who is pretty much afraid of something, of inside their self, and they have so much hatred to whoever hurt them and how the world treat them, so they have to treat others that way. It's a sad thing because it's a vicious cycle inside of yourself if you're fighting a dark thing inside of yourself. So the toxic person becomes very mean, very violent, very narcissist, manipulating, racist. I don't know why, but when people are in the dark, they have to be racist for some reason. Just very, 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 just very, very dark. And so they shout and bleed and fight and corrupt. So this is the toxic of him. Now I feel like that he must have something going on in his life that made him so hateful, that made him have a low self-esteem, that made him so corrupted. But in a way, he thought, if I be an evil person, and then go back apologize, people would just give up on me eventually. Meaning, like, they would give up and say, oh, Jeffree is the best. Or they would give up and say, I'm not going to fuck with Jeffree no more. So a toxic person knows how to navigate people's emotions. It's a terrible thing. It's a corrupted gift, but he has it. You know, with all the videos that I watch, people come forward, but they step right back. As soon as his lawyers talk to them, they step right back. Like I say, lawyers, the one thing that the lawyer does, they find your dirty laundry. They find anything about you and expose you. One thing I would say, if somebody trying to expose me, I would admit it. Don't put no fear in man. Don't put no fear in man. The only person you should be afraid of is God, and God only, if you believe in God. You know? So he's toxic, and he knew being toxic at that time period will get you up the ladder. Now, we're going to go on YouTube.